everyone, I'm Muse and I want to talk to you a little bit about No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky, if you're not familiar with it, is a little indie production by Hello Games, which is procedurally generated universes. Basically, you're a big explorer, you go to lots of different planets, you find things, you categorize them, you name them, you mine them, you sell them. That's pretty much the gist of No Man's Sky. Why so many people are excited about this is the procedurally generated aspect of it, because the universe is huge. You are so unlikely to run into a planet that someone else has ever discovered that it's probably not going to happen for at least a couple of months. What makes this extra cool is that it was developed by a little indie studio, and maybe if everyone could remember that, this game would get a fair rap. That being said, I don't think it's the fault of gamers that people are forgetting what this game is, so much as it is the marketing campaign. No Man's Sky was picked up pretty heavily by Sony, and they put AAA marketing dollars on that budget and just sent it to the moon. Now, you might think of this as a good thing, but the problem with AAA games is they have very different expectations than, say, an indie game. AAA games are heavily marketed, but they're also heavily designed to be something that anyone will want to play within reason. So there are going to be people who will never want to play, say, a horror game, like me, for example, because I'm a giant wuss. But a lot of AAA games that come out push the variety aspect. So there are multiple ways that you can play those games, be it through RPG elements or just choosing different paths. But the important thing is that there's something for everyone, and that narrative is pushed really heavily in AAA games at the moment. What this meant is that in trailers we saw things like explosive dogfights and really well-made, obviously trailer-designed sort of worlds with amazing animals in them and everything like that. And No Man's Sky does have this, but not quite like that. What No Man's Sky really is it's finding a new planet, wandering around on it for potentially hours just to find a new creature and give it a name and maybe feed it and see if it likes you. Or finding a new planet and being shocked when it's giant balls of gold everywhere that you can potentially sell. And usually why you're selling things is so you can get a bigger ship to find more gold and sell that and then get a bigger ship. But it's also about upgrading your stuff. So it's Minecrafty in space, you might have heard a bunch of people say that, but a little bit less freeform, and obviously you're limited to the resources that the planets around you can find. The other thing that it wants you to do is to push towards the center of the universe in search of these mysterious figures. And as you go on, you can learn about the lore, you can learn words from different cultures and all sorts of stuff. It's a cool exploration game, but the point in it is there are hours of nothing. You cannot market a AAA game as hours of nothing because it just won't work. That's not what AAA means. AAA means explosions and fire and doing things, discovering things and hoo-yah! So when you combine AAA marketing with this little indie game about exploration, they go together, and as much as you can edit anything to look like something else, and that's kind of what's happened here. So gamers are coming into this expecting this amazing game, and yeah, there's a good game in No Man's Sky, it's just not the one that we've been prepared for. The major question I'm getting asked about No Man's Sky at the moment is, do I like it? I don't know. Like I mentioned before, No Man's Sky can be literally hours of nothing, and then something amazing happens and it just makes it all feel so big and worthwhile, and everything you've done up to that point of nothing is worth it for that big thing. But if it doesn't happen, you're left with a lot of nothing. There's also the repetitive mining grind of finding materials and using them to find more materials or using them to stay alive, because there are survival aspects to it. And this is not something that would normally appeal to me, but because it's about exploring space, I'm okay with the grind, but I don't know how long I'm going to be okay with it for. The aspect of the game that I really do enjoy is finding the monoliths and learning about the culture and learning words and basically expanding your relationship with the local aliens. And it's not like you meet tons of them or anything and you get to learn about their personal endeavor. It's more that you meet one and he's a representative of his faction. And the more you learn about them, the more they learn about you, hopefully in a good way, and the more you can get from them. The other thing is I am currently just intrigued enough to find out what is at the center of the universe. So these are the carrots that will keep me playing, but whether or not I like the game is not something I've really worked out yet. No Man's Sky is relaxing but boring and beautiful but the same looking, and grindy but fun, and then nothing and then something. And it's kind of a paradox all in itself, and when you combine that with the AAA marketing that set false expectations, you're getting a game that's creating a lot of polarized views. If you're contemplating buying No Man's Sky but you haven't made your mind up yet, make sure you just remember that it's an indie game that's been marketed quite falsely. It's a survival game with exploration aspects, and you do get to spend your time in space, but you spend the majority of your time on planets, which are different but also kind of the same, and you might just be spending a lot of time walking around, which it can be nice, but if that's not what you want, if you've seen the trailers and you just want dogfight after dogfight after dogfight, it's probably not the game for you. And just to wind it up, I'm actually playing on PC, and so far I haven't had any problems, so obviously I'm the luckiest human on the planet. Thank you so much for watching this review of No Man's Sky. Let me know what you think of it so far in the comments below and whether or not you think it's worth the money. I'll see you next time on Double XP.